Hello, Michael Gaffney with the American School of Flower Design, staring at a juicy red anthurium. I'm in Dallas, and as promised, I'm not wearing the fringe jacket. That'll debut another segment. But I'm reviewing what we did in Dallas today. There, that lighting's much better. Here was our contemporary piece we did this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4 stems of flowers. What we did is I'm going to give you a little description. We first set our curly willow flowing to the right. See the champagne bucket? Then we planted our focal point. Could be a little bit lower, right there. Then one anthurium, which is hard to do using a single flower, and 2 stems of orchids. I see somebody took one of mine. That's okay. For their project. And then a little bit of, this is called grevillea. Simple, easy, breezy. Let's put this somewhere on its own as we look at it. Look, it works perfectly in this home that I'm in Dallas. Our regular building was not available this week because of all the damage from the bad weather they had here in Dallas, and there it is. Isn't that pretty? So we had to rent a 4-story townhouse with a rooftop where we had lunch every day, the students and I. So you never know where I'm going to show up. So that is called a protea, King Protea, anthurium, dendrobium orchids. That's for my champagne, and that's grevillea. And curly willow. What a pretty piece. This was done by a student, one of my students. All right, let's go back over here. Here's my leftover flowers. I made something in the last video. Let's look at one of our perennial favorites, the topiary. Glorious topiary. We took 10 lilies and wired them together with the little bark-covered wire. You see it rolling around. Gives a nice rustic look. We then waited 2 days or 3 days for those to open into this glorious ball, forming the topiary. We stripped the leaves off the stems to create negative space where there is nothing. We based it with a few flowers. Sometimes I use oranges or lemons at the base. And that was all done in a champagne bucket. And then we caged it with this curly willow that sort of runs up like smoky flames running up your topiary. In fact, some of it's missing. Here's a piece. So I just put it at the base, like that, and I run it right up through the lilies. I don't even taper wire it. Let the lilies hold it in place. There it is. Tip-top topiary from my green book called Flower Power. Moving on to the blue book, this is a traditional American centerpiece. And again, I think this one was somebody also picked a few flowers off. I said they could steal from this one because somebody left it behind for their project. So it's a classic American centerpiece for elongated table. We greened in first and added our flowers in length with 4 corners. That's the secret to that one. Here we have our companion pieces, and these lily strings were attaching the 2 of them, sort of tying them together like a bridge. We had several of them, several strands. It's a classic American centerpiece, meaning just 7 to 10 roses, evenly spaced with some beautiful greening. And then the companion piece, it's called. Containers both have an Easter theme. So wouldn't that be great to have that on your dining room table and have like 2 or 3 of these scattered around your table with the china grass arching over to the various centerpieces and connecting out like an energy movement for your Easter. Let's see the tin cans. Little Easter motif. Ooh, flower market motif. I'm sorry. So that was another one. Here comes our English mass design. Sort of a bridal summer design, or for a picnic, or for a housewarming, or for any reason to give this design. It was basically done, we started with the focal point of 3 roses. We surrounded it with hydrangeas, green and white. And then we thread the other flowers through the ball like a pincushion. That was our English mass design. Then we're on to our Dutch Flemish inspired, like an old world painting on the wall. This one was done with loose abandonment. We have the hydrangeas hanging here. Instead of looking perky, we have flowers hanging instead of looking upright, downright upright, which is what you do in flower design. You want everything to look healthy and pointing up. So this one is our Dutch Flemish. Now I'm going to back up and show you the collection. And look at our great townhouse. I'm going to do a panorama. There's 3 more floors that go up in the air, including a nice rooftop garden. There's our Parisian bathroom. Another spare room back there, fireplace, TV. Outside the street there is, for those of you from Dallas, Bishop's Woods. Hip and trending, lots of bars and restaurants. So this is our home for the week in Texas, and there is about 1/3 of the collection of flowers we did this week. So if you're going to come to school, be prepared to transform. There were students who did work today that was the most spectacular work I've seen in a decade, and they've been here a week. I will be posting it on Facebook. Be sure you watch. I'll be putting on my Instagram as well. I think I do have a videotape. I'll be posting it here. You've got to see it. Might not transfer as well on film, but these were unbelievable, spectacular, the most beautiful things in years that I've ever seen, and they were only here for a week. So they were in shock. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. It's spectacular. It's better than designers I know have been working in New York for 10 years. So when you come to my school, things will happen. You'll leave here knowing how to do a lot. A woman said the other day, I spent 5 weeks in London with Paula somebody, and I learned from you. I learned more from you in 1 day than I did 3 weeks and $5,000. I said, well, yes. So come to the American School of Flower Design if you want to learn how to do all of these with ease. Also, we have Michael's Flower Garden, where I have individual bouquets that you can order, and the flowers will be shipped to you from overnight. That's why your flowers from all these other online companies don't last very long. They're spending 5 days coming from Ecuadorian volcano sites, where all the farms are located, by the way, and they're dying. You know that. Girls with farms are now located elsewhere and also importing out. They're not California farms anymore. I am but FedExing it overnight. Very expensive. I've cut a deal with FedEx. So come see me at michaelsflowerfarm.com and get a lesson that way. Create your own. Learn how to do this. It's a fantastic feeling. My students glow every day because they're like me. I was never considered myself a great artist, and they come to school and they're producing this kind of work in their first week. Again, spectacular pieces were done today. Watch the videos. I'll be posting them soon. But you could do this in about 8 minutes, this design. Any one of these designs, very quick. That's probably the most time consuming because the amount of stems. But the bottom line is they're all very easy, and I wish you would learn how to do this so you can enjoy it as much as I have for the last 30 years. So flowerschool101.com, michaelsflowerfarm.com, flowergarden.com, and the ultimate online floralclass.com. Any way you want to get to me, you get here if you can. I can't sing. There are hills and mountains. You know the song. Play it now and design some flowers. So on to Houston, then to Phoenix. I will see you later. Keep blooming.